This is my favorite backpacking pack. It's the pack that I would recommend for most people out there in the world. If I could only take one pack on every trip for the rest of my life, this would probably be the one that I would pick. But it may not be the right pack for you. Today we're gonna go over everything that's good about the REI Flash 55 pack, as well as everything that's bad about it, so you can determine if this is the right pack for you. Starting off with what's good about the pack, I have to start with the water bottle pockets. You'll see that the pack has standard side pockets where you can put things like tent poles, but in front of those, you have easy to access water bottle pockets. So it's very easy for me with my short T-Rex arms and bad shoulders to take water out as well as put it back into these pockets. I think easy access to water bottle pockets on the side of your pack is a really big deal. There's nothing more annoying than having to take off your pack in order to get water or ask friends to help you. That gets really old really quick. Another really good thing about the REI Flash 55 is the fit. I have the 2023 version here. They updated it this year, and one of the things that they improved was the fit of the pack and how many different people it can fit well. And there's two reasons why fit is a lot better with the 2023 version. The first reason is that they introduced an adjustable torso. So for all four sizes of the pack that they have, for each of the different genders, the male and female versions, you can adjust the torso up to 3 inches. So that makes this pack a lot more customizable. So if the pack was a little bit small for you from a torso standpoint before, or was a little bit big, you should be able to now adjust it to fit you just right. Another thing that the adjustable torso allows you to do is make sure that the hip belt fits you properly. With the previous version, I had the size medium and the hip belt was pretty big. I had to really cinch it down in order to get it tight on me. But I can now go down to a size small pack and then adjust the torso as long as it can go so that the hip belt fits me well and then the torso fits me well. The other thing REI did was they introduced another size, so you can now get the men's pack with a size large torso and then a size small hip belt. And then with the women's pack, you can get a size extra small torso and a size medium hip belt, just so that you can accommodate different sizes people out there. And I think introducing those different sizes along with this torso really opens up this pack to a lot more people and allows it to fit a lot more people a lot more comfortably. Another thing the REI Flash 55 does really well is carry weight. REI advertises the carrying capacity of this pack as 30 pounds, but I've had over 40 pounds in it while doing big water carries in the desert, and it carried that weight phenomenally. I'm not sure why REI only advertises it as 30 pounds. That's very conservative, especially considering that when I've been carrying that extra weight, it's carried it very comfortably and I haven't had any pain points on my body at all. There's 3 different reasons why it carries weight so well. The first one has to do with the fit. Being able to dial in the fit really allows you to carry a lot more weight, a lot more comfortably. But the second reason is the foam that's used throughout the shoulder straps as well as the hip belt. It's a little bit of a stiffer foam, and that may feel a little weird if you're trying it on in store for the first time, but over the course of a day, that foam is gonna contour to your body and transfer weight to your hips really effectively. Packs that may feel great in the store because they have really soft, cushy hip belts are not gonna feel great over the course of a long day when you're carrying a lot of weight. And the REI Flash 55 has really good stiff foam throughout the shoulders, the back, and then the hip belt that allows you to carry weight really well. The third reason is that it's just a well-designed pack. The hip belt, the shoulder straps, the load lifters all work together in a very effective way in order to make sure that you have just enough weight on your shoulders, but not too much weight, and that a weight is also transferring down to your hips. To date, I haven't used a pack that weighs this little but carries weight so well. Since we're talking about weight, the REI Flash 55 isn't a super light pack, but it's not really heavy either. It weighs just over 1.2 kilograms. And for all the features that you get and the carrying capacity that the Flash 55 has, I'd say that's a pretty decent weight. It's not an ultralight pack, but for most people, it's gonna be an upgrade compared to some of the 5-pound, 6-pound packs that you see out there. The pack has a lot of great pockets as well as modularity going on with it. For the pockets, you have one big one in the brain here. And then, like I mentioned, you have your water bottle pocket and your side pocket on the side. And then you have a big stretchy front pocket. This front pocket isn't the best, but we'll get into that a little bit more when we talk about what's bad about this pack. It also has 2 hip belts, one on either side. One is a solid material and then the other one is mesh. These are great hip belts. They're big, they can fit a full-size phone, tons of snacks, and you can open and close the zipper with one hand, which is great. I hate when I have to be using 2 hands in order to open and close the zipper. The modularity with this pack is really cool as well. Almost everything is removable. You can remove the hip belts from it, you can remove the brain, and all of the straps that are used for compression as well as attaching the brain and things like that are also removable. REI has webbing loops down the front here on the side, and you can use that to move the the straps up and down, change their position, and it's a really nice feature. When you remove the brain, you get a roll top pack. I really like a roll top pack because you can either really cram a lot of stuff into it, or you can not cram a lot of stuff in it and just roll it down and just eliminate a lot of that big airspace. And then if you do remove that brain, you can just roll the roll top down and you have a nice way to close the pack. If you remove the brain, the hip belt pockets, all of the modular things, then you end up with a pack that weighs just over a kilogram. So it's a good way to get rid of a lot of weight if you're trying to go a little bit more lightweight. You also have ice axe loop or trekking pole loops on the bottom here, and then a little elastic cinch at the top. I don't recommend using the elastic cinch that it comes with because I've done that. I've gone on a trip where I stuck my trekking poles in the back here for a little bit, went through some bushes, and the trekking poles just fell off the pack. So I don't really like their system here unless you're sticking the handles all the way through the elastic here and not using the little clip system that they have. The price of the Flash 55 is also pretty good. It costs $200 regular price, but it goes on sale multiple times a year for as low as $140 or even $120. The lowest I've ever seen it for was $100 when they're clearing out the old models, but it frequently ends up in those low 100s. And that brings us to what's bad about the REI Flash 55. First of all, the durability of the pack is not as great as I would like. They use 100 denier fabric for most of the pack and then 200 denier fabric in these gray areas in order to add reinforcement. And it's apparently the same fabric that was used on the old version of the REI Flash 55, and I never had any issues with that pack. No holes, no rips, no nothing. But I've had this pack for a couple months now, taking it on some trips where I was squeezing it through some tight canyons and rocky areas, but just that little bit of abrasion and impact really kind of tore the pack up. I have tears all throughout the mesh back here and on the side pockets. The pack just really took a beating. And while they did add a panel of ripstop material on the front pocket here in order to try and improve durability, I didn't find it improves durability at all relative to the big mesh pocket that the old version had. And another bad thing is that I missed the big stretchy pocket that was on the front of the old version. I could stuff a ton of stuff in there, but with the ripstop front pocket and then the mesh on the sides that is less stretchy than the old version mesh, it's just not as good. I can't stuff nearly as much stuff in here as I could with the old REI Flash 55. If you're looking for a new sleeping pad, go check out this video where I review the new REI Helix sleeping pad. It's my go-to sleeping pad now because it balances warmth, comfort, price, and weight really well. It's a solid sleeping pad, and I definitely go check out that video.